Okay, and good evening, everybody. Now we are looking at how the lightnings fare against the VVS in the winter time. And the VVS is already airborne, as is always, and they have different kinds of assets there. Now I'm putting on some radars so that the Finnish side will have some kind of a picture what's happening in the Kola Peninsula aerospace. And then I put a middle range radar as well there, and as you can see they are both jammed. And we are waiting still for the lightnings to take off. And the basic line is the same as always, that the Finnish side will start shooting after 4 or more fighters cross into the Finnish aerospace from the Russian side. And as I will show you pretty soon, the Russians will have they will not be able to detect that there are fighters in the Finnish aerospace, so they are flying blind basically. Now there goes first 4 Lightning A's into airborne. And of course the Finnish air defense would see that there's a lot of planes coming toward Finland, but they might be just provoking the air defense. And I set the speed to 5 because there's not much to happen before the VVS or the Russian side crosses into the Finnish airspace. And as you can see, there's still like more and more stuff getting airborne in Russia, and everything is vectoring toward Finland, so I think the guys would be a bit worried. And as they are jamming everything that is sending, so that would be very alarming at this time. And now I'll show you what the Russian side can see, so they can't see anything. There's a AWACS plane Beriev A-50 in the Kola Peninsula aerospace, but they can't detect anything. And then there's the jamming plane going into the Kantalahti area. And now you can see the attack vectors the fighters are in from the Russian side. And there's well, I also have to say that I have had a lot of problems on getting the VVS to hit the airfields. Like, yeah, I can get them to bomb, but I'm not sure if they're trying for the runways or not, which should be the goal there, to crater the runways. And well, that's pretty much what I've been trying to do. But it's a moot point in this, because we are discussing the air battle, really. Okay, now there's at least 4 planes in the Finnish air side. So now I have given the Angel 2 permission to fire. Well, in fact, I gave them orders to fire, but same difference.
And go ahead for...
As you can see, the shooting will start from the maximum range, which might not be too smart, but because then the Russian fighters have more time to maneuver, so they might be able to escape. Okay, now there's anti-radiation missiles, so they have detected some radars and they want to get rid of them. And after the anti-radiation missiles have been shot, 2 flankers in question turn back and they are going to head home. and then there's the pair of Suhois who is going to give the air cover. And as you can see, there's 6 airborne. Now there's 1 hit and 2 hits in there in the north, and I think they might have hit a missile in the airborne there. I'm not quite sure, but I think that happened. I remember that they did once hit a missile with the AMRAAM, which is of course possible. And there goes 1 radar, and there goes another radar, and we don't have the radar site there anymore. And in the south, the Sukhoi 27s are still coming, and another pair is flying towards them. But now I'm not quite sure what the Angel 2 is trying to accomplish by flying into flying after the Russian fighters that are vectoring back home. So that might not be necessary, because there are still inbounds which would be smarter to shoot. And then there's another enemy missile in the air. So wait a second until I see it. I think it's in the north. Well, yeah, might be. Oh yeah, there's still like 2 pairs flying in. But yeah, I really don't understand what the Angel 2 pair is trying to achieve, because they are flying in with 4 sidewinders, so they don't really have that much of a range. They do have a lot of gas, so that's not the problem. But well, still. But I guess there's another fighter pair getting ready to take off from Kittilä or maybe from Rovaniemi. So they are not too concerned, because they can't be seen basically, so they are pretty much safe. And they are also flying really high at the 50,000 feet. Okay, now I can see the missile, and it's heading toward the long-range radar site, the northernmost long-range radar site, and I think they are pretty much guaranteed to hit this time. Of course, I have not put in any air defense for Finland here, because I wanted to concentrate much on the merits of the air defense system, and well, mostly merits of the fighters, which would be the best fighter for this kind of scenario. And the Angels are firing the sidewinders there. They're trying to score a hit on the reconnaissance MiG that is flying south on the border. Missed it. Another one, and let's see how it goes. It seems that it missed 2, and they are going to fire. They fire 2 more at the pair of Sukhoi 24s. Okay, and there's some missiles down south too. They scored hits there, and also they try to score on the 3 pairs of Sukhois that are coming in from the southeast, and the first pair, and they are also used all their AMRAAMs by this time. Okay, now the things look bleak, because there's like 2 pairs of Sukhois flying unchallenged in Finnish airspace, so yeah, and they are clearly heading for the... Okay, and they're in the south. They managed to... Well, they scored one hit with 4 missiles, so hardly a good going. And then the flight Hawk 39 is getting back. I moved the map a bit so that we can get a... Okay, there goes the long-range radar sight. And let's see. There seems to be something happening around Rovaniemi. And now you can see how the fighter pair that took off from Turkey fired missiles immediately. And the returning pair, Angel 82, is guiding them all the way from eastern Lapland, so that the fired pair doesn't really guide them, so that they can immediately turn away and start taking height. Let's see how this goes. In the north, close by Enontekiö, they...
Go ahead first.
Yeah, they didn't score a hit, so there's like 2 more missiles going that way, and that's what's the hard part, is that after this they are almost depleted. So that's bad. Like, they took off, they fired missiles, they right back because the stocks are empty. Okay, in the south, over Rovaniemi, they score 1 hit on the fighter. And they still don't score hits on the pair going to Enontekiö. That's really like a bad showing of AMRAAMs. Like, they were doing really bad job this time around. Well, due to the range and all this, but still, because you shouldn't try to fire missiles in the extreme ranges. Okay, now we got 1 score in the north. Now in Rovaniemi, the bombs are away, and they hit something, but they managed to put the runaway out of order, because there was no flash about it. Oh yeah, and then there's the 1 fighter pair that took off from Kemi, is trying to fire after the lone fighter that just bombed the Rovaniemi. And well, I wouldn't do that, because the other one is empty already, so you could have kept the missile and go and see if there's something you need to shoot more. And then on the north, there is this 1 fighter coming to the aerodrome in Enontekiö. They released the bombs, but I don't think that they hit anything vital. But they are heading back now. So the VVS managed to try to hit 2 aerodromes in Finland. And well, in real life, maybe there would have been more damage. It might just be my incompetence of trying to arrange the hits in the... And now the fighters that took off from Rovaniemi are... Okay, they managed to drop the fighter that bombed Rovaniemi airbase, and they are heading up north. I think there's still like a air superiority patrol flying in, so they are going to try to score on that. Yeah, and there's fencers coming back. Yeah, Thug 53 is coming to the north, and they are going to, I think they are going to intercept the Su-33s that just entered the Finnish airspace.
And go ahead
Once I even saw some gunfire when the lightning came with the fighters that were returning from Finland. I think well, at least they fired the cannons. I don't remember if they hit anything, but at least they tried. And then there's some more missile fire in the north, in the south. And let's see how this goes. So the Ram 95 fired the missiles for the two pairs that are heading to aerodromes in Oulu and in Kemi. And let's see. Yeah, just one hit with 5 missiles. That's not very flattering. Well, they were and they managed to force the other one to turn away, so maybe they had to drop the ordnance. And in the north, the pair that took off from Rovaniemi is trying to fire at the Sukhoi 33s that have entered Finnish airspace. Let's see how it goes. Well, they did fire from extreme range, so we'll see. And the Sukhois are avoiding. So, okay. Now they're trying to retarget the missile. Let's see how it... Maybe it didn't go too well. So I put some more speed into the game because there's not much more.
Negative radar contact.
So I don't think there's going to be that sort of thing. Well, yeah, there was in the south, so the fighters took off. The last pair coming in from southeast. And let's see, is the northern pair going to try to drop the last Sukhois that went for Enontekiö? And there's also missiles flying down south, but I don't think. No, yeah. So they did manage to drop the fighter that was returning from the Enontekiö, but the one that got near miss is already there heading home, and I think it will get clean home and no problems about it. So thank you again. This concludes our exercise.